again. In this video, I would like to show you how to troubleshoot triggers. Just to summarize, in the previous video, we were working with updated database, think automation action, and we built a connection string, external database connection string, to connect to the database AdventureWorks. That's the sample created by Microsoft. We tested the connection string and the test went successful. So ideally we should be able to update the database. But is that so? Let's check. So let me save this trigger and I'll show you how we can troubleshoot the trigger actions. If you can see on the left side, Think Automation in this version shows trigger errors for this trigger and shows 4 errors. So what happened? Let's do right button click on the trigger and we can see view processed messages. Click view processed messages and let's see what it shows here. From subject, that looks like an email, headers received, processed, and match, success column, so the checkbox is here, and last error. So we had errors. Match means the trigger conditions matched, but the trigger did not complete successfully because the success checkbox is unchecked. Failed to open database. So it looks like we had an issue with opening the database. After trying this a few times, if you can see, 3 times at least, it occurred to me that this has to do with security. What do I mean? Let's close this. Let's go back to the trigger actions. Let's go back to the trigger actions and update a database. Let's see what our connection string says. Integrated security is equals to SSPI, which basically means the logged in user credentials will be used to connect to open the database. So now there is another piece of puzzle, is that Think Automation, in order to execute triggers, uses something called services. So let's see how we can get to that part of the puzzle. And let's go into File Explorer, right button click on this PC and manage. I'm sure you know a better way to get to services, but that's how I get to services. Services and applications, services. Let's maximize the window and scroll down to something that sounds like Think Automation. There you go. Think Automation services. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's see what they are. Let's click on one of them, Edge server, and the descriptions here. This one reads messages from multiple sources prior to being processed by the message server. IMAP server. Description says Think Automation message store IMAP interface. Think Automation mail server. The Think Automation SMTP service receives incoming SMTP messages and sends outgoing messages. Think Automation message processor server. This one is described as the Think Automation message processor server. Processes trigger actions for messages placed on the edge queue. Okay, for messages placed on the edge queue. The Think Automation POP3 server, the description says Think Automation message store POP3 interface. So far it doesn't have anything to do with the database, opening the database. Think Automation query server processes message store queries on behalf of Think Automation server. No. And this one is the last but not least, Think Automation server. Think Automation processes incoming emails, updates database, and performs other predefined actions. So updates database. So this is the server that has to have sufficient privileges to open the database, and since we connect to the database using the credentials of the logged in user, of the user logged into this computer, it's necessary to, I thought it was necessary to give my credentials, to sign this server with my credentials. As you can see, in the services log on as column, everywhere it says local system, and this particular one I signed in as myself. And after I did it, I was able to open the database. So how do we sign in? We do right button click, properties, we click on log on, and we put in the user ID and password and click OK. When you click OK, you'll get a warning saying that first of all that you've given privileges to the service, and the second that Think Automation will that the changes will take effect after you restart the service. So this is a little tour that I gave you, has to do with troubleshooting the services. So let's see. What I did next was I tested opening the database. Double click on the update database action, and if you notice on the lower right corner there is another test button that tests our queries, I guess. Let's click on test. Database opened successfully, and this takes care of our error. Let's pause the video at this end. We'll do more in the next video. Thanks for watching.